Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, the fact that you're watching this means we did get a video out. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be an absolute blast. We are facing against SSX1. If you've seen enough of my streams or my videos, you know I think extremely highly of them, all the way from the leader to BG members. I have a ton of MCoC friends in that alliance, and a lot of them in BG3, which also happens to be my BG. So I've put it out to them and I said, look, if you're fighting one of my defenders, send me the video. We'll take a look at it here on my video, and I will of course link back to your own war video so people can go ahead and get a sense of what it is you do if they're not already aware of you. And these are excellent players. This is a Masters tier war alliance. So we'll see how this goes. Their planning is phenomenal, top notch, along with their skill. Now, I want you to see the defense that I'm placing, because these aren't your standard run-of-the-mill defenders, folks. This is the defense that I place. So far this season, I think my defense has 3 or 4 kills, I believe. So, yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, this video is out, so you know that it is exciting. A lot of really cool things happen. In fact, I've got videos of each of my 5 defenders being fought. I will not spoil them. So we're going to go through these awesome fights by various players from SSX1. I will link their YouTubers in the description of this video. They all do war videos, among other things, and I enjoy watching their channels. And they have a variety of insights, but shout out to Rob, J, Will, Campo, Slayman, and DLL. And I have just so many friends in the Alliance, I cannot list them all. And so I'm not even going to try because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But shout out to all the guys from Wa and Evil. All right, here we go. We're going to jump through these. If you're not interested in seeing these exact fights, you know me. I will list timestamps in the description of this. You can jump to my fights or just jump to these fights in particular. We've got this very first one here. It's going to be Human Torch. You're seeing, I think here's some of the important stuff to see. We have Ebb and Flow Knockdown. The skill level of the players in these fights is awesome. It is fantastic. And it really shows, I think, this is what often it takes to play Masters tier 1 war. Is it's not about the beauty contest. And you're definitely going to see this in my fights too. It is about getting the solo and moving on. This war was insanely tight. I'm not going to spoil the end, but it actually came down to the final fight of the war. The final fight, not kidding. It was intense. It was intense. And this is what war can do. And then also, I think you're really going to see this here because you're going to see a variety of, it's not just one person's perspective. You're seeing all these fights. What war planners go through, like how well they know this game. All right, so this is obviously a fantastic matchup. Human Torch versus any Mystic is good. I've made that same mistake myself there, trying to charge that heavy. There's that temptation to really get it going, especially against Sasquatch. Plus, there is protection here. I think this is the knockdown. We'll see here in a minute. So I've made that mistake before. And now he's lost his indestructible boost, which is always scary. And then right there, oh man, you know, if you've watched my war videos from, I mean, I haven't done some in a while, but you gotta evade that SP1 of Sasquatch, even when he's not in Wrath, because there's still a 10% chance of it going bad. And as we all know in war, 10% chance of something going bad means it's like a 90% chance. But he's sticking with it here. Nas is doing a fantastic job. This is tough, right? We're in Wrath of Terrax now. Tried to punish in that very tiny window. That is tough. It is doable, but it is very tough. Nice clutch intercept there with that SP1. And then again, just really trusting this matchup, right? His war planners did a fantastic job. I think it was Campo this war. It might have been DLL. I know they work in combination there. So way to trust your war defender or war planners there. Fantastic job. Way to take out my Sasquatch. I feel good that a gray boost was used. Now, here we go. We got Strike Counter Fury, Strike Counter Fury, Brute Force. This is a beautiful use of Medusa. Keep in mind that one of the reasons Nimrod is difficult is because armor breaks suffer a negative 100% potency against him, or ability accuracy or something like that, right? They're really bad. But here's the thing. So that means you don't want to bring in armor break. It's not really going to be helpful in you at all. But you can bring in Medusa because he can be armor shattered. Now, this node is still difficult, and you saw the intro. You know I placed with Collar Tech, right? So we're messing with him, but he can still be armor shattered. And I know Medusa, we haven't seen her a lot because she was the 5-star, and a lot of other champions could take these difficult robots. But just so you're aware, opponents' armor buffs suffer 100% ability accuracy. Additionally, the shattered robot champion systems reduce their combat and ability power rate and their ability accuracy by 100%. So great call, great planning. And then look at this, though. Look at the play here by Toffray. Very, very, very calm. Knows he's going to have to deal with these SP1s here. And just taking it calm, taking it easy. He's a very good player. I've seen his fights before, and he's a very, very good player. So this isn't surprising. I was hoping to get a kill from this Nimrod. He knows how to dex that SP1, which I got to say, I don't always find that easy. There's a hitch to it, but he obviously has it. Nice job on just the reparry there, going in, finishing that off, keeping the armor shatter up. Fantastic job. All right, now we're jumping into this. And this is where, again, it shows the detail and the planning. This is a 5-star. And I think this is awesome because we're getting to see Guardian here. There is protection, so he's going to have to work with that. But Guardian works so well here because, one, Guardian is awesome. And two, Guardian does not crit, meaning that he's going to be able to keep Kitty's prowess in check. So she's not going to be doing all those Kitty pride things. Still a tough defender there. You see the indestructible boost. This is what you do in tier 1 war. This is what you do, especially he's going in with the max 5-star here. My Kitty Pride is a rank 3 6-star. I believe she's like 660 or something like that. So that's enough for that to really kick in and be helpful. But I think he's playing this really, really well here. So Cesar Soze, I'm pronouncing that probably a little different than it's supposed to. But here we go. Gets the really nice intercept, removes the protection there. That was big. He set that up. Like, I know that if you weren't really watching it, I didn't see the node. I didn't get the node in this fight video. You weren't aware of it. He set that up. He set up that intercept, landed it, got the really nice damage, the big SP2 from Guardian anyway, and then with protection down, and then I believe he does get that Fury. Really solidified that, totally changed the course of this fight, right? Because it's just about getting your defender down before you get down. And so here he goes. He's going to just be finishing this off. Great job. Look at that. He took no damage. He took absolutely no damage from the SP1. Guardian's amazing. Guardian is amazing. I'm glad we're starting to see him used more and more. And if you're interested in seeing more and more Guardian, I have quite a few videos, but DLL has been actively using him in war a lot this season. So nice job finishing that off. Speaking of DLL, here we go. This is a very tough node, right? We've got the study build up Fury going against Spam. As we know, Spam he's like Hitmonkey. He can end the fight in an instant. One mistake and you are done. There's even the Untouchables Global here, so if he's evading, that's even going to be even worse for DLL. And we've got Heavy Hitter. This is just an amazing showcase of Killmonger. I want you to see this because I know I get a lot of grief I don't get a lot of grief, but some of the grief I get is about Killmonger. Watch this. Look how tinky this guy is. Watch DLL use the counterpunch. Look how much damage he's already done, by the way. You saw the mastery builds I went with for this. He punishes that SP1. Now he's got True Strike, and it's a passive True Strike. This is done. This is over. Look, he's going to go unstoppable. This is like what you're used to seeing out of Mole Man. He's going to keep the True Strike refreshed because he keeps throwing the SP1. Spider-Ham isn't really able to build his spider nonsense anyway. And look at this. This fight is over already. And he's even got Taunt on him. He's got Taunt on him, so you see the reduced damage there. Didn't matter. Unstoppable, Reverberation, takes care of the whole thing. Great fight, DLL. His version of this war will be linked in the description below. All right. And then this is really cool. Again, just awesome, awesome planning from these guys. You look at these attack teams they're bringing in. So we've got this window of opportunity stun with empowered immunity, this America Chavez. I have one death. Going into this war, I had one death this whole season, and it was to this exact fight. It was with the Human Torch. You want to let her finish her heavies. You do not want to interrupt her heavies. DLL actually has a really great breakdown on fighting America Chavez in one of his recent wars. But you want to let that happen. It's for a variety of reasons, but one of the main ones is if she triggers all of her zones, she's going to go unblockable. And if you do that at the wrong time, she's going to smack you upside the head with a huge SP2. Now watch what happens here when Strands is able to land his SP2. He really does a nice job of staying patient here, letting this just happen, letting this unfold, right? He's baiting these. There he goes with a nice intercept. That Wither, it got rid of one of her zones, and that's a big deal in fighting her because that's preventing her from potentially going SP1, and then it's also reducing her ability power rate by, I believe, 125%. And that's something that starts to happen with her. She starts landing, throwing these heavies, and then when she throws the SP1, which you're trying to bait because you don't want to go to the SP2, her power just gets going really, really high there. You saw what happened with that power gain she had. And so he just finishes us off. We're learning more and more every day about stealth sorry, not stealth, the good Spider-Man, Spider-Man 99, what he can do, his uses in war, a lot of this niche utility, and he has plenty damage to finish it off. So those guys soloed every single one of my defenders. I am very happy that each one of those fights required a gray boost and some nice big rainbow boosts. That makes me feel good. I'm very happy about it. These are my friends, but that makes me want to win even more, to be honest. And if I'm going to lose, that's who I want to lose to, though. And like I said, they cleared this map in six deaths. That's it. Not in RBG, total 6. And in RBG, they only had 1 death. They only had 1 death. And you know the quality of the defenders we place here in BG3 and in 4 Loki in general, and the expertise of the defense planning. All right, now it is time for my fights. And like I said, if there's a theme to it, it's that this is not a beauty contest. This ain't no beauty contest. We just want to solo and move on. We're starting off with this first fight here. You see, I'm confirming that I have Flame on. We got Steady Build at Fury, long distance relationship. And I wanted to show you guys one thing. This is actually pretty important here. All right, I found it. And this is what I wanted to show you. And I'm really glad I read through this node very, very well. Because, you know, it's Torch versus Mystic. And usually you're just like, we're going to be fine. There's a heal block debuff on this. Torch is not going to be able to shrug that. Additionally, take a look at this. Insult to injury. Each debuff on the attack reduces the defensive ability accuracy by 15%. Now, most of the defenders you're fighting in this level of war are going to have limber, meaning that when you stun them, they're going to have an extremely short duration to retaliate. And that's a really big deal on your parry-heavy champions with Human Torch, as we saw in that first fight with Human Torch. There's that temptation to really want to load up your heavy. And I went in thinking this, and watch what happens with my very, very first parry of this fight. Watch what happens. This was really cool. I was very happy with very proud of myself for seeing that sort of things and just kind of understanding the nuances of the nodes here. So here we go. Watch this. It doesn't land. You saw the parry wording there. It doesn't land. There was, like I said earlier, if there's a 10% chance of something happening, that means it's 90. If there's a 50% chance of something going wrong, that means it's like 95 in this level of war. So cool. That means I'm going to have to really make sure my parries land before I retaliate. But the cool thing is my temperature's up, my smolders are up because Longshot is a mystic. I'm not even going to mess around with dexing this stuff. I know how, but it's just not worth it. My point is to just move on. This is my only fight with Torch. And to be honest, I don't care. I don't care if I had more fights with him. I just want to win, move on. I can heal up. That's what pots are for me. You know, nice specials there, but really it's just about baiting the heavy. Make sure I don't somehow push Longshot to his SP3. Not getting fancy, moving on. Now we're going to come up to the fight that I was by far, the most preoccupied with. I was not worried. I was not anxious about any of them, but this was the one I was the most like, if something's going to go wrong, I think it's this one. Got some great advice from Karate Mike and Taters on this. And it's this window of opportunity stun. And I'm just going to completely play this fight stun immune. Now, Laser. I always want to combine them into Laser. Laser and Taters did a fantastic job. And if you look at my attack team here, it's Herc and Torch. I used Torch for that one fight, and I'm going to use Herc for the rest. Now, I kind of wish I had another champion for this fight in particular, but you're going to see how it goes. And the reason I have iHulk is because that synergy is going to start Hercules with 3 strength at the beginning of every fight. Now that's going to add up too, so it's going to help build up Hercules since I'm not going to be able to stun and land my heavies. And then of course I'm hoping not to get knocked down at all. So this will help build Herc, and you'll see that come into play later in this war. Meaning if I accidentally stun Magneto here, I should be fine because I'm also going to be stun immune because I have these feats of strength. This with that when I open though, I don't want to be attacking into him, so I don't want to stun him at all. Additionally, I decided to go ahead, and you're going to see me place this here. I decided to go ahead and place my invulnerable boost just in case something goes wrong, right? Because I'm not going to be able to bait the heavies and punish that. You'll see. And I was going to be trying to intercept here. Now, I am about 50% of the time, I land the window here 100% of the time. But I decided if I'm going to miss, I want to miss early. And you're going to see me do it intentionally right there. I missed early because I've now put his unstoppable on cooldown, meaning I can bait the heavy to get my intercepts going, to get into the flow of this fight. and get that first SP1 off. So now I'm just feeling really good. I'm feeling really good, and I've kind of started to feel a little too good, and you're going to see that because I'm starting to feel pretty happy with myself. I've got another nice little intercept. I messed up there, and the mess up was that I forgot that my Infuriate was still on cooldown, and you're going to see me make that mistake again. I should have learned. But here we go. Now I don't have my indestructible boost. I'm at 50 some odd % health. So I knew I had to just go for the intercept. We got the intercept. We're going to throw that SP1. I'm going to make sure he's blocking and then just finish it off. Make sure he's blocking, right? Because lately they've been doing that kind of taunt. It almost looks like the taunting there. And that's how they're going to punish you if you dive in. So I made sure he was blocking, went ahead and finished that off. So I was very happy with that. I was a little nervous though, because I didn't want to get that low. And because that's at the point where just one mistake could really end it. And you're going to see me make the same mistake here with forgetting about my Infuriate being on cooldown. Let's see how this goes. We're going up against Hitmonkey, as we've talked about earlier in this video. Hitmonkey is one of those defenders where you make one mistake and you die. You die. He kills you. That's just it. Like there's no, he's not a pillow hands. Let's put it that way, right? He's an assassin. He knows what he's doing. I went to check to make sure I still had my indestructible on. Window opportunity stun. I still didn't really want to stun him. I wanted to just play him stun immune. I felt like there was enough to pay attention to. I wanted to be on top of his animation, so my intention was to not use the stun at all. But at least now I can bait heavies if I need to. So here we go. I'm going to try to use the Infuriate to the best of my ability here, and I should set it up right here. There we go. So we got the Infuriate. And he didn't attack in, at least not with the pace or cadence that I had hoped. So right there, that was issue number 1. And then now I've got a situation where he's going unblockable. I should not have tried to punish that. It works sometimes, but again, why? But so now I've thrown my SP1, which I know there's mixed feelings on that. A lot of the advice I had gotten was to not do that, but I knew that if I then stunned him, he would shrug that, and then I would just play around it a little bit. In hindsight, though, I think that if I take this fight again, you can see I know the SP1 evade. Is that even when you know the SP1 evade on a champion like this, we all make mistakes sometimes. And I put the fight in danger there. So I'm not in love with how I played this. It worked out fine. It was a calculated risk, but probably one that didn't need to happen. Hercules is going to hit hard enough where I didn't really need to do that. I never really needed to knock Hitmonkey down, especially after making those earlier mistakes. But that's war. You know, your heart gets going and you make one mistake and it typically snowballs into more. So I'm very happy with myself that I didn't let it snowball into a loss. And, you know, Hercules, he's pretty good. All right. Now, this was a really fun fight. I'm getting my war videos out of order because I honestly wasn't even going to do them. But war has just been so much fun. Lizer annotators have been assigning me a variety of champions, and I feel like there's been so much fun being had and also things to learn that we can talk about in these videos that I'm going to probably start getting them out again. So here we go. We've got this Miniboss here, Stunning Reflection, Polka Dot Power. You're going to see me kind of make a little bit of a mistake. It wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was kind of a hypothesis that I honestly should have tested. You're going to see I'm going to have power back boosts on, and I'm going to start with my SP1. The only trick here is that when Terrax is in his Rockfield mode, he's very aggressive. If you saw my Diablo solo of a Terrax boss, you know I took advantage of that. And you can really kind of take advantage of that with Hercules here. So I just wanted to bait this heavy and get it started, right? Now I've got my intercept going. And then now what I really wanted to do was build up Terrax's power so I can get him back to enough power so he can throw a special, get him into his Rockfield, and just finish this off. I'm not concerned with my health, unless my health bar gets low. But I don't care. I don't care if I end this fight with 30%, whatever. No big deal. And the one thing I kind of hoped was that if with power back boosts, and I would get power back, but it's truly polka dot power. Unless I have what is, I think, a damaging debuff, I'm not getting anything on him. I know the SP2 evade. I evaded it. Now I'm just going to bait these heavies so I can get into the intercept cycle. And you're seeing Herc just do enough damage where it does not even matter. And you're seeing, I didn't even really necessarily go for intercepts there. It's like, I just want to win this fight. Again, the score was so insanely close. So I decided just to bait the heavies. I know how that works. And then here we go, my boy Psycho Billy. I really appreciate this, man. You know, this is Saturday night for me, which means it's movie night with my kids and my wife. And So I took 20 minutes here to do these couple fights, and he had things he's got to do. He lives on the East Coast there, and so it was later at night, and he stayed. He put the white Magneto pre-fight on. You can see I'm checking the node just to make sure I understand it and see it. And so, Billy, if you're watching, buddy, thank you. I really appreciate you doing that. Gonna heal up Herc. I mean, we're getting these free potions. Might as well use them, right? I didn't think I would need them, but with the war this tight, I'm healing up to full. I do that anyway, to be honest. But we're going in, and this was the fight I was by far the least concerned with, mainly because, the things that can make Mysterio tough. One, I feel very comfortable with the fades, and also with making sure I get out of the way of his heavy on a fight like this anyway. And I'm going to be able to have white Magneto pre-fight. The only thing I thought, like, maybe this could go bad is if I forgot about Limber and I stunned him off my SP2 and somehow he lived. I would need to remember that that's not a white Magneto pre-fight stun. It's a Hercules stun, so Limber would come into play. But you see how this works here. I still have my SP1 boost. And let's see here. Yeah, we're going to evade this SP1. And then again, hopefully I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I wanted to get back to my family. Yeah, I'm just going to play this super safe. There was a small temptation to try to kill him before that timer had run out, but why take a stupid chance like that? SP2 and Mysterio down. You can see I'm very, very proud of myself. I take, I think, 2 screenshots, get one for the thumbnail here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's the one everyone wants to see. Felt great. Felt fun. 5 fights. 5 solos, felt really good about all of them. They all went exceptionally well. You see, look at Billy, like, congratulating me, Taters. Like, that's how this BG is. We're excited to see each other's fights. We watch them. We celebrate here. You can see I'm so excited. I have trouble typing anyway. But, I'm just basically saying Herc is good. Herc is awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to get some more war videos out. Herc will be the star of the show with Warlock and a couple of them. Some really cool things coming out. And then, as I said earlier, this war was absurdly close. They had died 6 times. They are an excellent alliance. They are an excellent war alliance. If you've caught my streams, you've caught my videos before, you know how highly I think of every single person in there and their leader. And I have so many friends in that alliance that I've played with at various times. Like, I don't want to name them because I don't want to accidentally forget someone. But you guys know I cherish those friendships. And they had died 6 times. And I think we had like 5 or 6 fights left. And my boy Super Sam came through, crushed it under tremendous, tremendous pressure. If you're familiar with B Manny, you'll not be surprised that he solos a domino boss. And we've got 1 fight left. And again, to the surprise of no one, Penny Parker on Hazard Shift and PWF just nails it. Both Alliance died 6 times, and this is the result. There's a tie. Now, fortunately, Kabam has introduced a tiebreaker. I really do like that because no one liked ties, and I get why there was this whole tie means everyone loses, and it's still, you would prefer someone had truly won, but the way this worked, obviously I'm happy with it. I can understand if my buddies in SSX1 are not quite as satisfied with it for obvious reasons, but with the fight duration, we did have a significant advantage there. And who knows why that is, right? Like maybe we assigned more ghosts or something like that. Who the heck knows? But razor thin margins, one mistake here or there. I mean, you see my fights. If I had made one more mistake here, I have a death. A couple of the fights that we saw, a mistake here or there, and it just is. But that's what makes war so exciting. I'm very happy that Kabam continues to try to do some subtle refreshes as they completely work on it. I'm very much looking forward. I'm enjoying this war season even more than I enjoyed the last one, and I had an absolute blast. So congratulations to everyone. And if you're looking for some new channels to check out the channels I've linked below. They are all very, very good and have a variety of personalities and perspectives that they represent or present. And so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and take care, everyone. We'll catch you soon. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.